All right, bro. And the blue bag, right on this first pocket, it'll have the pins so people can request some songs. And then here's the cable for the mics. So we'll be using that. So just pull that out. All right. And then in the blue bag, you got your mixer board, the headphones, the multi-plug, and then all the pieces, bar pieces for the stand. All right, stand. For the stand, like I said, all the pieces are in here. So, big piece. That's the bottom piece right there, and all the rest of the piece should be right under. All right. So it's 4 little bars and 1 big fat bar. All right, so first thing you want to do is turn this thing around. It's pretty simple. You get the big bar. And then right here. See all the slots right there. Slide that sucker in. Push this little thing in. Bam, done. I've already gone ahead and put 3 bars in, but you see these little rubber things? You want the ones that are close up to this at the bottom, and the rubber piece that's far at the top. Okay, then just make sure that this hole goes up like this. Just kind of push all the way up and then kind of push it up, and it just grabs. So, you know, solid, no fun. You don't want the stuff falling, right? I just give it a little tap because it's happened once. Never again. Cool. All right, so now you can see the reason why the bottom trees are closed, because you put the multi-plug down here, but don't scoot it against the back, because later you're going to put something and it'll fall. So just kind of have it like right about, see where those 2 holes are? Just like right about, a little bit under that, like right about there. It's still steady. It's not going to go nowhere. You see what I mean? And then we're going to put the mix board right on top of that. All right, board time. So make sure you treat this baby with kindness. That's why I always put her back in her little cushion, 'cause she's sensitive. All right. So the next thing that goes up here is the mix board, and that's why, you know, you leave that little space. So it has I kind of aim it in the middle. These 2 here, I aim it right towards that middle. Usually sits good. You know, it's pretty solid at this point. When you hit it here, it's gonna fall, but you know what I mean? It's solid. It's not gonna go nowhere right there. All right, man, next you have the power cable. Pretty simple. And a quick tip right now at this point, just so you know, you put your multi-plug and it's not plugged in. I don't plug this in until I'm ready to go, because I like feedback and all that kind of stuff, just so you know. All right, pretty simple. A plug for the mix board has like a little button on top, a little black button. So when you plug it in, you just put it in, the little black button should be there. So when you unplug it, make sure that you push the little button in and slide it out. Don't just pull it out, right? Cool. And then the button right here, just, you know, turn on. And I just get everything ready since I'm going to turn on the multi-plug later. Now, this one has this plug, right? Now, some of the stuff you're going to use is going to be, you know, bigger plug, right? So what you want to do on this multi-plug, if you look back here, there's a little bit of space, but not a lot. So you can't put big plugs. You know, you want to put the big plugs like out here, and then you see over here, there's like a couple good spaces, but there's a few in there. So when I start, I put these kind of plugs just like inside. All right, so you see I've put that one inside. So it's like in between the multi-plug and the bar. The stand, I mean. All right, so next we go to the black bag, all right? Grab this right here. All right, this bag inside. All right, inside that bag are these two cables. One has gold, one has purple. You know why? Lakers, baby. All right, over here you got gold and purple. Now, doesn't really make a difference, but I'm gonna show you why, you know, I do that. So, obviously, you know. All right, so pull up. All right, so gold. So this, see this little tab right here that you push in? That's how it goes in. You hear that click? So when you take this off, don't just try to pull them off. See this thing here? You click it in, and then it just comes right on off. All right. Okay. So the reason I have purple and gold on these, and it makes a difference, but it doesn't, is because when you look at the soundboard, you know that purple is for the right and gold is for the left. And when you set your speakers up, sometimes you're not. I've done it a couple times where I didn't pay attention. And I've put, the left into the right or whatever, and when you're playing songs and it's stereo, it just sounds a little off, that's all. So, no big deal, but just know which one goes where. And so, this one just pretty much plugs right in there. And then over here on the buttons, you got ground and contour. They're pushed in, they're both on. That's how it sounds best, just leave them like that. Everything else is good. And then basically hook up the next speaker the same way. All right, so inside after you connected the speaker, come back to the black bag. And before I tell you next, I just want to let you know, I got extension cords in here. I have a green one, it's pretty long, and then I have an orange one down here. So, and then these black ones, these are basically these cables, just way longer. Each one of those is 50 feet. So last time I had the speakers, I know where you're going to be, so last time the speakers were right here and right here, like literally right next to me. So there's no reason to separate the speakers. These are fine. They'll just be on the stand and they look better anyways. No big deal. Okay, so in here, let's see, I keep a bunch of power cords, right? So all you need is to grab a couple of them, right? I have longer ones, shorter ones, just depending, but the speakers are going to be close to you. You don't need them that long, but I just grab the longer ones so you can connect the speaker and you don't have to use extension cords or anything. Let's connect the speaker from there to the back of the multi-plug, which is right here. Now the reason you want to use everything for this is because this sucker controls your current. Just try to connect everything to it, all right? Okay, so next we are on to the mixer. Pretty simple. On the sides, tabs, you flip the tab up, you spin it counterclockwise, and just pull it down, and just repeat on the other side. Next, all you do is just pick up the cover and take it off. All right, next, this little thing right here, just pull it up. Comes right on off. You install the stand. All right, so basically just slide it in between here and the soft part, and then just make sure they're pretty tight. They don't have to be like, they'll still spin a little bit. Just make sure it's like, pretty tight, but as you can see, it's like soft inside, so you don't want to squeeze it too much. I mean, you can keep going for a long time, but you'll know when it's pretty tight, Now you have, see these holes, you have two of them. That's why I took one out already to show you. You got to take them out first, because this will, like, if you see it gets kind of close, you're more, basically your computer is more to the left, or when you're DJing actually to your right, but you see what I mean? That way you have use of both of these holes, and all you do is go back here, you push your fingers through, that bitch is stuck. And you gotta use a little force, but basically just push the thing out, and then just kind of slide those under there. No big deal. Okay, so after you've put the stand and you you got it to this point. Right here, you're gonna have a bunch of cables, right? So start with the power cord for the mixer. Make the power cord on the mixer. Make sure that it goes through the hole, because if you like put it over and then down, it bends, and I've had issues with that, man. Like seriously. So just be gentle, plug it in, run it through the hole, and then I just plug it into the end of the, right there is where there's space. All right, next is going to be two cords here. It's going to be an orange one and a gray one. Oh no, this is for the computer. So the computer one, you can just leave here. The heck is the gray one? I'll be right. Gray one was like under the mix board a little bit, but anyways. So there's a gray one and an orange one. All right. We'll start with the silver one right here. Now make sure, see how all this bunch is like just too much cable. So basically leave this in here. Don't do it the other way around. Well, you can anyways, I guess. So put the silver in the one. Okay, so you put that one in there and repeat with the orange goes in the red. All right, so I just plugged in the orange one into the red right there. And then, of course, a bunch of cables, so you got both of them in there. And then run it through the first hole, not where the power cord is. Like I said, I like to leave that cord alone. And then just slide both of them through. All right, so once you pull the gray and red, put it on line 3. It's gonna say on the mix board, it says mic 3. So you put the, like I was saying, orange goes in right and gray goes in left, and just put it on mic 3. Now on the soundboard, you have the mixer connected basically. Right, so at this point on the mix board, you got your speakers connected and then you got your mix board connected. So here's your gain. Obviously you're on channel 3, so you know here you can go louder. I usually do here, it's pretty good. And then over here, this last one is your main. Don't worry about anything else. Right, and then here you got, you know, you can do a lot of things here, but don't even worry about it. I just leave them equal, that way you can do everything up here. Right, you can use these knobs to control the low, mid, and high. Don't worry about the soundboard. I just usually leave it alone. And then next we're going to be doing the mics. Next you got your mics. Start with this big sucker right here. So you want it kind of flush right here, and then you can see the shirt, and then this is going to be for later. You'll see what goes here. All right. Let's get your power cable. Okay, so I like to plug in the mics right there. So now you got this side, and then you got this side over here left for the speakers. Right in the blue bag, in this front pocket, you'll find the cable for the mic. Alright, so when you plug in the mic cable, go into mic 1 and then go to line 1. Don't use line 2, you want the unbalanced. So you want to do it on the top one when you plug in the mic, alright? Alright, next just put the laptop there, and then of course put the power plug, and it clicks really well. Right here, there's 2 places here in the front. Just click it, the one right here to the left, and then you still have 1 spot left. You know what I mean? So just plug it right there, and it clicks real well. Alright, next we're going to connect the USB cable from this to the computer. Alright, so the USB, I run it through where the power cord is, through the first one. Run it in there. Alright, and then just plug it to the side of the computer. That's it. Alright, so the USB, I plug through there, run it through the same place where I run the power cord, and then to the computer, that's it. Alright, next, just have a place to where to put this little strip that you took off the DJ box, and then, you know, just kind of cover up little cables. I put this over these 2 bars right here, and it kind of just leans into the mix board. You don't have to, it's just something that I do. All right, so at this point I just plug in the multi-plug.
Let's do it.
All right, so right here, just got the switch. You got everything on. Oh yeah, so kind of dumb, but just so you don't forget, the speaker itself also has a power plug, a power switch. Okay, now we're on. All right, so next we're gonna put the hard drive where I have all my music. Now you'll see another one. That's my backup. Don't worry about that one. Use this one. All right, and this has that little Velcro thing that's on top of that. The microphone. Remember earlier we had seen right there. Just put it on there because the last thing you want is for this thing to slide, man. Like one time it slid off and everything shut off, man. My music was gone. That's why make sure that Velcro, you don't have to push it in, you know, just put it on top, push it in a little bit. You just don't want it sliding, bro. Okay, like I said, not too hard. Just push it down like just a little bit, see? And now it just won't slide off. It's not like super hard down, but you know, it won't slide. And then plug it to the other USB. All right, so we got my drive in there. All right, next, so my computer, everything's to the left side. That's where the menu pops up. What I do next is open up iTunes. So I like to open iTunes first, and then don't close it, just you know, hit the yellow and shrink it. All right. All right, so next we're gonna go open up Tractor. And then right away, I like to come and turn it on. There's a button right behind here. Just push it in. All right, so next, I like to come over here and scroll all the way down. And where it says iTunes, just touch iTunes, click it once. It's gonna say loading. Right now, at that point, the library's open, and that's where most of the stuff is now. I do have some like playlists over here. It's kind of the same thing, kind of quicker to get to. This one has a lot of different. I recommend the barbecue mix up in my stored playlist. So here you don't even have to go through the iTunes, which is below. The BBQ mix has all kinds of stuff from, like, you know, Drake, Adamant, David Bowie, Lord, LL Cool J, Madonna, whatever. And then I got new songs, 2018 new songs. Be careful, some of these are dirty. Just listen to them in your headphones. I guess that's the only way I can say. But some of these they're pretty hip-hoppy. You can see all the new songs, so kind of, you maybe not even use many of those at all. And then here's your country. Okay, country 90s is old school country. That's like a thing. 90s country is like people like that, and then like this country is like younger people country. So just so you know, none of it's dirty. Just listen on the headphone. You can tell if it's a slow or fast beat or whatever. Then of course you got your Motown. You know what I mean? Your oldies, your new wave, which is like 80s. You know, I would use a lot of those. Pool is just, you know, these are just playlists I've used stuff, and then I have like some of my premixes up here, and then flashbacks, which are mostly 80s. Again, these are good to use, and just other little things I have here. Okay, but in the iTunes is where I have a bunch of playlists. But what you want to do is go down and just don't look even care about any of this. Go down where it starts with DJ. Now see all these here. So the iTunes ones are a little more complete than the ones on the top. There's just a lot more, and it's a little more broken up, you know. But there's a lot more stuff here, especially if you want to use like Spanish cumbias, whatever, you know, just all the DJ stuff here. My premixes are here. All my premixes I've done mostly for weddings, honestly. So most of them are pretty clean. And you know how they have everything, just hit the space bar, and this opens up, and you can just look through what you want, right? And then you know how to load and do all the rest of this crap, right? Cool. Alright, so about your mic, your mic's always on number 2. As you see here, There's number 2, so that's the one you plugged into, which is if you're facing the system to your left hand side. Okay. So the mic, you just hold this down until it turns green. Now it's on. You can see it's on channel 2. Yo, 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 off so you can hear it. Standby is on orange, right? Which, I don't know. I just don't like to leave it on like that too long because I figure like it's wasting battery. Now that's a fresh battery. And then there's a backup in here. I think it's new. Anyways, it's a Duracell, so it should last long. But I like to just turn it off. Just hold it down, turns off. Hold it down, it turns on. But, you know, again, if like more than one person's talking, you can put it on standby. The next person comes up, whatever. Okay. And then you don't have to take this off. I just unscrewed it. But just so you know, 2.2, it unscrews off if you just want to make sure you double check or whatever. Alright, so my headphones, obviously it opens. The cable's in here. Alright, so you can pick whatever ear you want to put this in. There's like a little notch. You can see there's little notches here, the little arrows. Put the little arrows towards the notch. And then basically click it in. That's it, nice and tight. I know you probably know this stuff already, but just quick reminder, your mic volume is right here. I mean, your headphone volume is right here. Your Q mix, depending if you which ones you're listening to, I always have it to the left because I'm not into the listening to both of them at the same time, but you can do what you want. Up here, remember, you got to press Q to listen to the headphone. That's about it. Everything else I think you pretty much know, and you're ready to go, right? Quick tip, again, here inside the front pocket in the blue bag, you'll find this Velcro thing, and you'll see why it's handy. So I use it just to, not too tight, but just to, you know, use it to put it here, not too tight, just, you know, to kind of keep the cords a little bit, and then I just kind of tuck them in a little bit, try not to, you know, disturb not too much.